Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on getting our fleets upgraded here, and we're making some progress with that anyway. We are of course also heading out over this direction. This is no longer... hang on. Something's different here. I've restarted the game since last episode. They still control this orbital ring. They still control this. Okay, never mind. This is all still here. It's all still the same. It just is, I think, showing up slightly differently. That's okay. So we'll let that be for now. And we've been working on these hunter worlds down over here. Now we have a lot of other worlds that we're probably interested in developing at some point. But as of right now, I don't see a huge amount of reason to do it. We've got lots of resources. We've got lots of strength. I'm not feeling particularly threatened by anything. Even, believe it or not, Satana. Satana has a lot down over this direction, no doubt about it, but I'm not actually all that concerned about it. I wish we knew more about what types of weaponry she used, though. That would be useful information. For right now, though, I want to continue to build up our fleets. We're going to expand our fleet size pretty dramatically once we get this finished up here. That'll be in 64 months. And I plan on opening up the L cluster soon. So we're going to open the L cluster, and then we're going to start sniping these outposts, since we know we can do that if we're quick enough, right? So we're going to snipe these outposts, and we'll just take them one at a time, and then we'll probably start trying to take out Satana herself after the outposts are gone. That's the overall concept.
The canopy is under attack.
We'll see if that ends up happening. So we do have forces on the way down to Rodan. That's absolutely fine. And we've also got this still happening, this invasion. So that's understood. What are we fighting over here? Oh, okay. So that, once again, that took out this starbase. But apparently that starbase flipped back when I restarted the game. Weird. Okay, that's fine. So this is back to the state it was previously in. Okay, so where's our Federation fleet at right now? Well, you are not upgrading. Are you done upgrading? It's actually done upgrading. Okay, that's wild. The Skyfall Voidwings are on their way over to Rodan, but they're going to be a while before they get there, about 200 days. That's absolutely fine. We're not terribly concerned about that right now. So I'm going to send the 10th Corolla over to Hope's End at this moment. And I'm going to bring this construction ship, which is currently over here. I'm actually going to build our mining station in Alpha Refuge first, and then we'll come over to Hope's End.
Growth cleared for new life.
Now, I don't expect to have much trouble clearing out the L cluster. This should be very easy for us at this point. So that's no problem whatsoever. And we are, of course, very interested in getting some of these hunter worlds even more upgraded. Although it looks like there's not all that much to be done on them just yet. Although we can put in our solar mycolungs, we can put in our ore spine, and we can put in our bloom loom here. Perfect. So that all seems fine for now. Yeah, not too much to be done here. I mean, we can build a few more communal biomes over here, which would allow us to upgrade our planetary root nexus, I suppose. But a lot of this is still heavily underway. We have more that we can put in here, I suppose. Sure. And more we can do here. That all seems fine for now. We're going to need all of this naval capacity soon enough. So that looks great. I want to check in on the progress of some of these. So 43%, that's not too bad. 49% out over here at Jana. Okay, that looks decent. We're making some progress anyway. So that's good. I want to bring the science ship over to Hope's End. So we're going to move here.
The weeds have been pruned.
But I want to wait until we have at least 2 fleets here before we're ready to do this. I don't think we have any other L gates within our territory. That could theoretically become a problem, but to my knowledge, there's not very many L gates around in general. Like, I don't even know. There's one here, I suppose. This is an L gate. Okay. Sure. But we want to open up the L cluster, and we want to do it very soon, ideally. So we're 14% done with our upgrade here. These guys are 41% done. Okay, that's making some amount of progress anyway. So I want to check in on this invasion. How's this going?
The canopy is under attack.
Okay, it's got a ways to go still. And crystal-infused plating has finished up. Sure. I don't really care too much about that. I want to get, honestly, kite and battery done. Let's get that out of the way. We'll start getting into those repeatable techs pretty soon. And honestly, the wild thing about this is, like, these guys are only superior to us at this point, right? So are these. Like, it's kind of wild how we've caught up in tech without even attempting to catch up in tech. We're not super caught up, of course, but we're equivalent to the Uzant League, which we expect. We're in a federation with them. We're a bit lower in tech than all of these guys, but it doesn't matter. The only way that the tech might end up mattering is with Satana. And we'll see if that does end up mattering. For now, we haven't even committed to going against Satana, but I'm willing to bet that no matter what path we take, we're probably going to end up fighting her at some point. The question is, when is that point? And we'll find out. Eartheus is lacking a Titan assembly yard? Really? That's interesting. Okay, and we've got Sapad Station, which is out over here. This is a shipyard, and it doesn't really need to be, but I'll just leave it for now. It's fine. I'm not terribly concerned about it. Okay, so where's our other construction ship? We've got one here, and then we've got one here.
The weeds have been pruned.
I'm thinking right now that we might think about outputting something like 2 additional construction ships. So I'm going to go ahead and get those queued up as soon as the game is, responsive after the month tick. And I'm going to move these to the top of the queue. So 1 and 2. There we go. So we're going to put these at the top of the queue, and then we're going to just park them in Hope Sector. I would like to get our other science ships ready to go. Oh, we apparently have a choice here. Okay. I wonder how long that's been sitting there. So that seems fine. I'm going to want to turn off the science ship automation up over here, most likely, but for the moment, they're both in astral rifts, so there's not really anything we can do about that. We can't bring them back just yet. Okay, so that all seems fine. We're just about ready to go into the L cluster at this moment. I would really like to have 1 more fleet. Honestly, 2 additional fleets ready to go would be ideal. And we do have some of these that are getting a lot closer. So that is noted.
Predatory shelter engaged.
Okay, so we're probably in position down here now, right? Yeah, we're attacking Rodan. So that's perfect. Our swarming is going to be awkward, but we don't care. It's fine. So we're going to get that all taken care of, and our only target is going to be this station, which means that our fighters are not going to be spending a lot of time traveling. They're just going to attack this one location. This will not be a particularly problematic thing for us. I wish our swarmers were more useful, but it's fine. And this is the exact reason why I'm planning on putting all of this, which is going to be 60 fleet command limit. I'm planning on putting all of that into our Harbingers. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. But that's 55 months remaining, so that'll be a while. So eventually this will get finished, and once they're done with this, we'll probably send them down to Zraniax just in case we don't actually get this, but I think we're on pace to definitely get this. Yeah, we're on pace to get this. Excellent. It's very slow. It's taking us a long time to punch through this. No doubt about that. Somebody's surveying here? Okay, it's the Interstellar Favarian Conglomerate. Sure, if that's what they want to do, I guess that's fine. I don't care all that much. So we're still working on this station over here, but as I said, our fighters will get that taken care of. There we go. So that's done now, and that seems great. So these guys, they're just going to head on down to Zraniax just in case. I don't think it's strictly necessary, but we'll head there for now. So we just finished up a repair up over here. Okay, that's exciting. And I want to get these 2 construction ships up here. I'm also going to output 2 science ships. I would really like to have our 2 existing science ships not be in their astral rifts, but they are. So I'm just going to make 2 new science ships here. That'll be fine. Okay, so this has work that it needs. Specifically, we need to upgrade these to bone fortresses, and then these are going to be bone garrisons. There we go. And we need something here as well. So this is just going to be nutritious dells. That'll be fine. Cool. And this world just appeared. Okay. I don't know where this world... It was just terraformed. Okay, so that colonized it. Gotcha. So, I mean, we could definitely make this be like a think stem. We are a bit behind in our science, but I really don't feel like science is that big of an issue for us right now. Let's go ahead and build some communal biomes here, and let's make sure that we clear off all of these tile blockers. That'll all be fine. There we go. And we'll have this set as a cogitation world. We'll get this upgraded, but we can definitely build our rare crystal excavation. I'm going to cut off some of these, 2 of these, actually, communal biomes. Man, the game gets so laggy around the month tick. Okay. We need 1 more. There we go. Cool. So we'll get those built up. That'll be fine. Excellent. So here on New Beginning, we're going to need more upgrades. That will be absolutely fine. We'll get those underway. And we'll get our chloroplastic acclimators going here, and our lithic bores, and our nutritious dells. Wonderful. Okay, so that's all underway for now. And like I said, I really want to have 3 additional fleets ready to go here. So we've got one at 71 there. This is at 65. We've got a fleet at 82 here. And over at Jana, we've got a fleet at 90. Okay. So there's probability current. That's an irrelevant tech, but we'll take it. Just get it out of the way. Same with storm manipulation, to be honest. It's pretty quick. Let's get it done. So that looks good for now. And we do have this photosynthesis world here. This is another actually decent candidate to be a science world, so I guess we may as well. Let's go ahead and hop in a cogitation world here. And we'll get these going. I would like to get some repeatable techs underway anyway. That would be nice. So let's get all that queued up, and that'll be fine. Cool. So here on Bloom, I do want to put in an ore spine, and we're also going to need to put in our chloroplastic acclimators, so that'll be fine. On Pluturi 4A, this is going to be additional chloroplastic acclimators, and otherwise there's not too much else to be done here. So that looks good for the moment. So we're going to be opening up the L cluster very soon here. We're just going to need to move some forces, and honestly, I'm strongly considering using one of these guys to build a gateway site out over here. Let's go ahead and get that started. I'd like to have a gateway constructed at every single one of our star bases, or rather of our shipyards. That'll be a very good thing for us long term, for sure. We'll be able to move around much faster. It's just, we've been attacked so much in the mid-game that we haven't had a chance to build up that infrastructure. We do have that chance now. So I'm actually going to go to every single one of our shipyards, and I'm going to build a construction ship out of each of these. So I'm going to move this up to the top, and I'm going to go to Eartheus. We're going to build a construction ship. The entire point behind this is that these are going to build a gateway, and then we're probably going to delete them. So we can build one here. This will be a construction ship here. At the Sapad station, yeah, we'll build a construction ship. At Ostici, we'll build a construction ship. At Gianna, we'll build a construction ship. At Polaris AA, we'll build a construction ship. Okay, so that's fine. We'll get that going for now. Cool. So once that's completed, we'll get all of these building a gateway. Now, I don't know if gateways are currently considered a megastructure in the megastructure construction limit. If they are, we'll have to idle these construction ships for a while, and that's okay. We'll accept that. But if it works the way it used to, we can build the gateways simultaneously, and that's what we're hoping for. So we're about to finish up these construction ships. That'll be absolutely wonderful. So we've got 2 construction ships here right now. We've got these here, and we're going to need to put in some scientists here. So we'll just get these in for now. Looks good. And I want these science ships to be in Hope's End. So all of this is going to be grouping up over here. And we're going to see a bunch of construction ships pop in. There we go. So this one over here in Ostici, I want to have the gateway site be constructed right next to the hyper relay for basically all of these. So over here in Polaris, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to build the gateway site right next to the hyper relay. In Eartheus, again, right next to the hyper relay. In Plant Heart, right next to the hyper relay. This is going to dramatically shorten our supply lines. So that is going to be absolutely fantastic. So we'll need a gateway site up over here. Cannot build due to existing gateway. Oh, we do have a gateway here. I'm just going to disband this ship then. Over in Rule, we're going to need... This is not a hyper relay. That's exciting. Let's build a hyper relay first. And I'm going to put that about right here. And then after that, I'm going to put in a gateway site. Like that. Okay. So now over here in Ustir, we're going to want to put in a gateway site right up over here next to the hyper relay. And then in Jana, we're going to want to do the same thing. A gateway site right over next to the hyper relay. Perfect. What else do we have? That's it. Okay, so we're going to get all of that going, and we're going to want more gateway sites than just that, but that will do as a start. That will allow us to link together, essentially, all of our existing hyper relays, or rather, all of our existing shipyards. And that's going to be a very, very big deal for us, just on the face of it.
New knowledge blooms.
Then, of course, we can strategically build gateways to be able to essentially teleport around the galaxy, and that'll be huge. So chitin batteries just finished up, and these are very cheap here. I'm going to go ahead and take that. That's 3 months. And we just finished one of these upgrades. So that was the 11th Corolla, and we're going to move that over to Hope's End, which will take it a while to get there. And that's understood. We will be seeing another batch of these finishing soon, probably in Plant Heart. Yeah, 99% here. And then up in Ustir, this is at 80%. So, as soon as we're done with the Whirling Corolla's upgrade here, I'm appending a move order so that just immediately starts moving out here. There we go. So that looks good. And I want to check in down here because the Peloseman Nation is going to be gone very, very soon. Very, very soon. Oh, yeah. We're hitting their backline at this point primarily, most likely. Although I do like us hitting these guys. Hitting that front line is always good. They're down to one frontline army, and that is taking damage.
New knowledge blooms.
So that's a very big deal. That's an extremely big deal. I want to see that morale take a hit down below 50%, which it's about to. There we go. That's a 25% damage reduction from that army. And it's actually been disengaged. So 85% damage reduction across the board. Perfect. And we're just hitting their backline at this point. They have no front line. Perfect. So this is absolutely over, and we are delighted about that. So at this point, Storm Attraction Field finishing up, sure. All this storm stuff is kind of irrelevant to us. I just want to get it out of the way before we start digging into the repeatable text. So that's fine. We'll continue to work on this, and this one is quite cheap here. We'll get that done in 10 months. Sounds good. What is this? Oh, this is our 2 Titans. Right. We need to get this brought up into a standard fleet. So 12, 22, 42. These are not fully upgraded. Here we go. 12, 22, 43, and 90. Gotcha. So we're going to add in a Juvenile Stinger, Harbinger, Weaver, and Mauler. There we go. And I'm going to take this up to 12. This is going to be 22. This is going to be 43, I think it was. And then 90? That's 88. What did I do wrong? 42. That'll do it. Okay, so we'll get that all building. And we're actually lacking the food to get that fully built, but we should be very, very close at this point. Well, this is saying we're going to need like 33,000 more food. That's only like 4 months away. So that's really not too bad. We'll continue to work on that. That will be absolutely fine. And the real question is, when are we going to have our fleets ready to go in through the L gate? Well, it will be very soon. We're on our way. So that looks fine. This fleet is going to be the one that's further away, so 200 days and we'll be there. Perfect. So that looks fine, and eventually we'll get all of these gateway sites finished up.
New knowledge blooms.
That would certainly be nice. Okay, let's grab this. Again, that's incredibly cheap. 5 months until that's out of the way. So the negative effects from cosmic storms on ship weapons, minus 100%. That might actually be a fairly significant thing at certain points. Especially if we happen to have a bad swarm, but they just don't do any damage to us, right? Because of the cosmic storm, but we are able to do damage to them. That could theoretically have a pretty substantial impact. So I do want to come up over this direction to this fleet, and we want to continue to reinforce this fleet. We also don't have a leader here, and we should. We should have a leader here. I'll put this guy in. He's not very good at the job, but he'll get there. So let's go ahead and reinforce this fleet, and as we can see, we're now lacking 14,000 food. So that's not a very significant amount of food, to be honest. 2 months. We'll have it in 2 months. That'll be done before we've got even all of this built. This is mostly building from the rule station, but there are a few from some other stations. Okay, sure. So we're going to be arriving over here with the Whirling Corolla shortly, but the real concern, of course, is that the 11th Corolla isn't here yet. We may want to just do it anyway. I'm just thinking about how the L cluster is usually structured. Usually about 3 fleets is the correct number to push out with, but we don't even know what L cluster generation we get, right? We don't know if we're going to be opposed at all. It's theoretically possible that we won't be. So that's definitely something to know, or to think about, I should say. So the second Corolla can make its way up to Hope's End now. And it might actually beat the other Corolla over here. This is the 11th Corolla. It might. It very well might. Yes, it will. So that's understood. That's absolutely fine. Our upgrades are proceeding nicely, and we will continue to work on this tech, but for the moment, it's fine. So the plan here with Satana, I think, is that we're going to wipe out her outposts before we turn on her properly, because we were told that we can do that. We'll find out how true it is, I suppose, but we were, in fact, told that we can do that. She's got 3 outposts here. She's got an outpost here, and then she's got these 3 outposts here. And to my knowledge, that's all she has for outposts. After that's done, all she has is this little area. So that shouldn't be particularly difficult, except that her fleets are quite strong, to be sure. We'll see how we perform against their fleets. Or rather, against her fleets. It's going to be interesting. I have no idea what to expect from these. These are very small numbers of ships. But they're very, very powerful. So that's definitely going to be interesting. We kind of have a very different philosophy to her. She has a few extremely powerful ships, whereas we have a lot of fairly weak ships that we are perfectly willing to throw against her in an endless tide.
The wild grows.
Speaking of endless tides, we are currently ready to fully reinforce this fleet. And there we go. Perfect. So that's fully underway, and we'll have that built fairly soon. We're actually working our way through these stingers, and that seems wonderful. So we currently have 3 fleets in position here at Hope's End, so I want to have all of these come over and enter orbit of the L Gate, and then I want to grab one of these science ships, and we are going to research the project of activating the L Gate. Okay, so that looks good, and we also finished up the Tempest Cage architecture. So storm dampening generators, sure. We can also grab that. That's nice and quick. So we're going to have more fleets on the way in here than we need,
Alien
we think.
world.
Ah, the Peliseman Nation just ended. Fantastic. So that is, of course, excellent. Ah, the Ozant League is now the president of the Coalition of Interlinked Systems. Understood. Okay, so we've rebuilt our outpost around Zereniax, and I want to bring our army back up over this direction. It's got some recovery to do. That was a very extensive invasion, no doubt about that, and we'll just bring it on home. That's absolutely fine. There's also this orbital habitat over here, but we can't do anything with that, which is sad. Okay, so we're going to open up the L cluster very, very shortly here. How are we doing on that? Not you? Not you. What science chip is work? I told the science chip to work on this, didn't I? Finishes in 180 days. Okay, there we go. I don't know which science chip is working on this, but one of them is. I guess this one? No. Okay, I don't know who's working on this. It's this one. There we go. So we're at 5% done, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to open up the L Gate, and then we're going to colonize the L Gate, and then we're going to start really turning our eyes on Satana. That's going to be the goal here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.